Well, hello from Gray's Arch Trail. I'm in a sunny spot right now. Some of it's more shaded, but beautiful day for a hike. Pretty sounds following us as we go. We've met some very friendly people, so that's always fun. And just enjoying the walk. There's been a really nice breeze in some of these shaded spots, so that's much appreciated. This trail, my original plan was to make it a loop trail, connecting Gray's Arch Trail with some others, but because we're trying to do so much other hiking in the area, and I want to come back here and backpack on some of those trails, we're going to keep it simple today with an out and back. So it's about 2.5 miles to the arch and back. Very pleasant walk, very easy walk. The trail the whole thing so far has been very wide and clear. One of my favorite things about getting out on a trail or traveling is often just the surprise encounters you have, whether it's a surprise sight or sound or animal you get to see. We've seen lots of little lizards and skinks, so finding a surprise in some fungus or flowers has been so much fun. But people are another fun surprise. So when we were heading to the trail the other day, we were going down an incredibly steep hill, and a woman was coming up the incredibly steep hill, and I think she welcomed the opportunity to stop and chat for a break. So it was so much fun to just chat with her about the area and things to do and experiences. And she was funny because she made sure she even got Caden to engage with her that before we got going, so that was fun. But she was in no hurry. It was so nice, and it's a good reminder of things that are really important, and people are one of those things that are really important. When we pulled in for this hike today, a man came right over as soon as Caleb opened the door, and he was asking Caleb about what was on our roof of our car. And we have an awning that's enclosed, so they got to have a good conversation about that, and it's fun just to relate to people. And then it was him and his wife or significant other, and they were heading out onto the trail, and we found something else to chat with the two of them about. And so it's fun to just make those simple connections with people. And I think they're even more valuable when you have kids that are often within their generation not experiencing those kind of interactions anymore. So for them to learn how to do that is really a valuable thing. It's going to help them out tremendously as they go forward with their future. But it also adds to the fun of whatever the experience is where you are. There's definitely a lot of mountain laurel in bloom in this area. A little pop of white to contrast the green. I guess a light pink color, but pretty either way. We've seen a lot of small sassafras trees growing. When Caden was much younger, he made a tree identification book, and that was one of his favorites for whatever reason. I think the uniqueness of the 3 different types of leaves that it can have just made it extra special. But that whole project was a really good memory. Some of these places remind me of where they would build in Mesa Verde. Really cool. They would just build whole houses in there. This is definitely smaller scale, but it's wild. There's like a shelf of some rock with all kinds of trees and plants growing out of it. The lines and the patterns are so cool in the rocks, and they're all so different. So Gray's Arch is a little bit hidden up here, but that bit of rock going across is it. These rocks are all quite impressive too. And we get to enjoy the sound of the water falling. Another reminder of our size in the world. Looking down and seeing them next to these big, large rock walls.
Clearly don't like the back there, but
Yeah, I wonder if that water, if it ends up being more water sometimes. It might.
the way that this almost looks like a stream bed,
Uh-huh.
I'm betting you're right.
That would be cool. Love all these caves and everything. This one's harder to see than anything else we've seen. It's hidden in there.
Yeah, see about climbing right up there, you might get a good view.
Okay. You can see some of the rock here. Wow. Definitely looks like people go up there. I don't know. Always fun to go on a new hike. familiar is cool too, but seeing all the new is exciting. That was when I first moved to South Carolina. There was so much new. And one of those things was the people. So I thought that was really cool. It made South Carolina very different for me from Maryland. So I would go for a quick trip to the grocery store or something. It was rarely quick. There were people that wanted to stop and chat and see how things were going. That's a pretty cool hole in that tree. It was a whole event going to the store. People offering if I wanted a buggy, or chatting about how things were going, asking opinions about things. So it was very warm and inviting. So I definitely try to think about the feeling that I had when I first came down and noticing the difference in people, and try to put that out there for others so that they can feel as welcomed and comfortable around me as I do when that happens for me. So maybe it's something you have experienced or could share for somebody else and give it a try. I hope you're having a great day. Get out there and find somebody to chat with. See you next time on the trail with Heart.